Hello, my dear students. Good evening. Today, I am going to discuss the topic about Chipko movement. It is very important for all classes. It is a general topic for all competitive exams. Let's get into video. The Chipko movement or Chipko Andolan was a forest conservation movement in India. It began in 1973 in Uttarakhand, then a part of Uttar Pradesh, and went on to become a rallying point for many future environmental movements all over the world. It created a precedent for starting non-violent protest in India. So, it is a non-violent social and ecological movement by rural villagers, particularly women, in India in the 1970s. The Chipko movement was a non-violent agitation that was aimed at protection and conservation of trees. Who started the Chipko movement? Do you have any idea? Sundarlal Bahuguna, Gandhian activist Sundarlal Bahuguna gave a direction to the movement, and his appeal to Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, resulted in the ban of cutting trees. His appeal resulted in a 15-year ban on chopping of green trees in 1980. And what is called Chipko movement? Already I told you, Chipko movement, also called Chipko Andolan, non-violent social and ecological movement by rural villagers, particularly women in India in the 1970s. And what is the main aim of Chipko movement? It aimed at protecting trees and forests slated for government backed logging. And what about Chipko movement, and what is the importance of Chipko movement, and what is the role of Chipko movement in Indian history? Generally, since no society is found in a state of perfect structural equilibrium, there are always situations of conflict. Each society, moreover, has institutionalized ways and means of articulating and resolving such conflicts. If a need is to felt for altering or transforming structures in a certain fashion, some form of collective mobilization of people and their resources is resorted to. Such an activity is given the name of social movement. By contrast, there is also sometimes collective resistance to social change. Social movements, in short, can aim at either changing or preserving the way things are, or both. In the case of women's role in the Chipko movement, it's a both. Chipko, a Hindi word meaning hugging, is used to describe the movement because local village women literally hugged trees, interposing their bodies between the trees and the loggers to prevent their being cut down. The Chipko movement is an ecological movement concerned with the preservation of forests and thereby with the maintenance of the traditional ecological balance in the sub-Himalayan region, where hill people have traditionally enjoyed a positive relationship with their environment. Thus, it strives to maintain the traditional status quo between the people and the environment. Its proponents have tried to demonstrate that the past and present forest policies of the Indian government have negatively affected the ecological balance of the area and caused the uprooting of indigenous people who are previously depended on forest for their survival and who preserved the forest by maintaining a strong bond of veneration and love for it. The Chipko movement, which has now spread from one end of the Himalayas in Kashmir to the other in Arunachal Pradesh, is endeavoring to alter the government's forest policy by insisting on maintenance of the traditional status quo. The Chipko movement, which has now spread from one end of the Himalayas in Kashmir to the other in Arunachal Pradesh. The collective mobilization of women for the cause of preserving forests has brought about situation of conflict regarding their own status. In society, women have demanded to share in the decision-making process along with men. Hence, there has been opposition by men to women's involvement in the Chipko movement. Women are, on the one hand, seeking alterations in their position in society and on the other hand, supporting a social movement that is resisting change. To understand this, it is crucial to ask why women support the movement and what the extent of their awareness is and how many women in the hilly areas are actually participating in the movement. Women and Chipko, the leaders of the Indian independence movement, at one stage decided to seek women's participation, and Mahatma Gandhi gave a call to Indian women to come out of their homes to work for the cause. In the Chipko movement, women became involved through a different process. There was a sustained dialogue between the Chipko workers, originally men, and the victims of the environmental disasters in the hill areas of Garhwal. Means chiefly women, mainly they participated in Garhwal Himalayas of Uttarakhand in 1970s. Women being solely in charge of cultivation, livestock and children lost all they had because of recurring floods and landslides. The message of the Chipko workers made a direct appeal to them. They were able to pursue the link between their victimization and the denuding of mountain slopes by commercial interests. Thank you.